Liverpool 0, Leeds 0 then. Jules with us, Craig as well. Dear me, this was a tough watch, wasn't it, Craig?
I mean, they're lacking any spark. They're actually a little boring to watch now, aren't they? I mean, last year there was a lot of control in the games, but they were winning. There wasn't that sort of gung-ho Jurgen Klopp approach. It was more composed. It was more methodical, and then they would, up the pace when they wanted to do it. They just don't do that anymore. It's all sort of one-paced. And I know Frimpong was in the team further forward and offered the threat, particularly in the first half with his pace in behind. But he's for the most part his crossing wasn't great. They kept a clean sheet. Woohoo! I mean, Leeds United at home. I mean, is that where we are with Liverpool? They beat Wolves, but that was a struggle. They beat Brighton, but they're sort of up and down. So they haven't turned any type of corner. That's for sure. And when you're looking for a spark, you can't always look to Ekitike, who was lively in the first half at times. When you're looking for a spark, you have to look to the star players. $150 million plus for Florian Wirtz. And he has done literally absolutely nothing since he's been in a Liverpool jersey. And I mean nothing. He's so vanilla in the Premier League. And I don't give two stuffs what he did in Germany. Nobody does. Nobody in England cares. Nobody that supports Liverpool cares. If we're being honest about it, he has been so average at Liverpool, it's incredible. A few 5-yard passes, a couple of 10-yard passes, a couple of nice things around the corner. Nothing tangible. I mean, I was racking my brains. How many goal saves did the Leeds United goalkeeper make today? I can't really remember. I can't remember making a save of any note. But when is this Florian Wirtz? When is this guy that drove Leverkusen, that plays for Germany, when is he going to turn up and do something magical? I know it didn't happen today, but Ryan Shaka recently for Man City's been popping up in games and just doing something different. And you went, wow, that's, whether it's scoring a goal or whether it's playing a great pass. Florian Wirtz is the guy that needs to do this at Liverpool. I mean, I'm sorry, the cobwebs are blowing off this. We're 6 months, 5-6 months into the season now. Oh, he's come from a foreign. Oh, it's not easy. Oh, going to prep. Nonsense. This guy has to do more. He just has to do more. Otherwise, he's going to be one of the big flops of recent history in terms of Premier League transfers and big money signings.
He, of course, did get his first goal, didn't he, for Liverpool against Wolves, which our good friend Jan Arger Fjortov then tweeted, I'm not one for what did I tell you, but what did I tell you? He will turn into one of the best around. It's difficult to believe that, considering what we've seen in the first 6 months.
I'll echo what I said when we had Jan on the show. Maybe one day in time he will be. Talent-wise, I don't think anybody questions whether Wirtz will or should come good. The trouble is, you can't say something like that based on one performance against Wolves. You need to see a little bit more consistency. You follow that up with the performance that you saw today. And I think you saw the good and the bad of Florian Wirtz in this game against Leeds. At times, gets on the ball nicely and Craig said, turns the corner nicely with a couple of little passes and shows good control. But both Florian Wirtz and in general, this game was just so one-paced.
He lost possession. Oh, look, it's a stat. You lose possession 15 times. You pay over $150 million for a player for this exact game where things are tight, where you need a little bit of spark.
The thing I don't pay particular attention to that kind of stat without context is you don't know how it was lost.
Yeah, but you watched the game and you saw him.
And all I'm saying,
every touch seemed to be attacked.
All I'm saying is, I thought more than Florian Wirtz, this entire game from a Liverpool perspective was one-paced and was very slow and slowly paced at that. And as a result, it was an easy game for Leeds at Anfield. I don't know when in history anybody's been able to say that you can go there and have an easy game. And that's exactly what I want to say Leeds made it out to be, but that's what Liverpool allowed the game to be. To the point where certainly in the attacking third, and this is a criticism of recent weeks, not just today, more and more, Ekitike is having to drop deeper and get on the ball and run at defences, and he's the one who's threading passes. And you just wonder, again, to Craig's point, as expensively assembled a midfield as Liverpool can boast, Why is Ekitike the one who's dropping back and running our defenses? That doesn't make any sense. There's no type of change of pace. There's no kind of spark coming from this Liverpool. Maybe they have enough quality to get the better of a Nottingham Forest. But certainly on today's showing, this is a very poor Liverpool team. And to the point where this is a Liverpool team that is sitting in fourth, this bad Liverpool team, it reflects so poorly on the league in general.
Jules, the excuses...
I wish you called me when Jan said that. Why didn't you call me?
I know.
They're playing Wolves for God's sake. They had 2 points. You can't judge anybody that does anything against Wolves. All right, they got a point against Man United last time out to take them to 3 points. But at Molineux, they made Man United look like Barcelona. I mean, come on. I mean, I tell you now, guys. If this Liverpool team might not make the Champions League next year. Mm-hmm. That's how I'm looking at them now.
Yeah, these excuses of Wirtz are wearing a bit thin, aren't they, Jules?
No, I know. It's difficult. I think Craig was a little bit high. He was a bit better the last 3. I would not go as far as Jan's, obviously, but we saw a goal and we saw an assist, but it's still not enough. Certainly, but because of the talent that he has, clearly we all know that. It's surely on him. There's responsibility there. I think on Slot, because I'm not convinced, and we saw the heat map of his game tonight. I'm just not convinced of playing him on that left-hand side is beneficial to Wirtz himself, to your team collectively. Even if you give him freedom with the ball, he can be a bit everywhere and pop up in those positions around the box. All of that, I get it, but still, I still don't think this is really his best position where you would get the best out of him. And I think he's struggling. I think Liverpool, as we saw tonight, are struggling more often than not, really. And today was just not good enough. It was an average performance with those big stars being average. And you can't just rely on Ekitike all the time. He's a 22-year-old who's just arrived, who's good, but he's still very chaotic in what he does. He's all a bit over the place all the time. And in games, that's great. In other games, again, that's not enough. This is Liverpool. This is the champions we're talking about.
Just a reminder, plenty of reaction to what we've seen in the Premier League over the Christmas period over on our YouTube channel. Be sure to go to ESPN FC and subscribe.